Good morning students. Today I am going to discuss about the topic is OSI model from the network model. So now I am going to discuss the OSI model. First of all, what is the OSI? What is the abbreviations of OSI? The abbreviation of the OSI is, it is a open system interconnection model. It is going to first introduce the year of the 1970. One of the standard organization, that is our ISO organization. ISO, which is nothing but it is an international standard organization, okay, which is going to introduce the OSI model in the year of 1970s. So why ISO it is going to introduce the OSI model means our ISO standards, okay, which is like it is going to covers all the aspects of the network communication in the open system interconnection model. In this OSI model, it's having 7 layers. It is going to consisting 7 layers. Then we will see one by one what are the 7 layers of the OSI model. See, the ISO is the organization of the OSI model, and the 7 layers of the OSI model here. So this is the pictorial representation of the OSI model. See, this is a pictorial representation of the OSI model. So the first layer is physical layer. The second layer is data link layer. Third layer is network layer. Fourth layer is transport layer. Fifth layer is session layer. Then sixth layer is presentation layer. And the final layer, that is the last layer, is application layer. So this is the general pictorial representation of the OSI model. So we will discuss one by one what are the one by one layers, okay, what is the function of that particular layer and what are the responsibility of the each and every layer. So we will discuss now. So this is the second pictorial representation of the OSI model. Here actually what it will tells means this is the interactions between the sender and receiver side. Say actual interactions will be happens between sender and receiver in the OSI model. You look at this diagram, the device A, this is the sender part, and device B, okay, that is the receiver part. Yes, we have to communicate one to one. Yes, obviously we require one intermediate node. Okay, the intermediate node, it can be a router or it can be a switch or it can be hub or anything, okay, or it is a transmission medium. So if it is anything, so by using this any one of the help, okay, they can obviously do the transactions. The next one is, I said the OSI model, actually the interactions happens between transport layer. Why? Because the OSI model we are going to classify it into 3 levels. One is upper layer, then middle level layer, the final one is lower level layer. What are the upper level layers? The upper layer layers is application, presentation and session layers. These 3 are the upper level layers. Then middle level layers is transport layer. The transport layer only one is the middle level layer. Then remaining 3 layers, that is physical layer, data link layer as well as the network layer, are the lower level layer. So we will see one by one. Actually the data it is going to send from the sender, it is directly jump into the transport layer. See, why? Because the data usually it is going to application, presentation and session layer, but it won't take. Why? I'll tell you later. So that data directly, it is moved on to the from upper layer to middle level layer. That middle level layer is transport layer. The actual transactions happens at the transport layer, so that the transport layer, we are going to call it as the heart of the OSI model layer. Here the transport layer, what it will do means, whatever the data which is already received from the upper layer, that it is going to convert it in the form of segments. Then you forgot the transport layer, then it is going to move to that data it is going to transfer to the network layer. That network layer, whatever the data which is already received from the transport layer in the form of segment, that it is going to convert it into in the form of packets. Then after that, you forgot the network layer, then you move on to the data link layer. The data link layer, it is going to convert the packets in the frame in the form of frames. Again you forgot the data link layer, again you move to the physical layer. The physical layer, whatever the data which is already received from the data link layer in the form of frames, that it is going to convert it in the form of bit, or it is a stream of bit, or is a bit of stream. Both are same. So here I said the physical layer is the first layer of the OSI model. Yes. So we will see now what is the physical layer. The physical layer, the data which is going to transfer, or the data which is going to consider in the form of bit of streams. That bit of streams, it is going to encode it in the form of electrical signals. That electrical signals, it is going to transfer the bit or transfer the data from one device to another device through the transmission medium. So this is what actually happens at the physical layer. The bit of stream, the data, they are going to consider in the form of bit of stream. That bit of stream of data means the one bit data, they are going to encode it in the form of electrical signal. That electrical signals, they are going to send through the transmission medium from one device to another device. This is what actually happens at the physical layer. Then what are the responsibility of the physical layer? The first responsibility of the physical layer is the physical interface or medium, the physical characteristics of interface and medium. Then second one is data rate, or it is a transmission rate. And then third one is representation of the bit, and fourth one is synchronization of the bit. Then line configuration is fifth. The sixth one is transmission mode. Then one more responsibility is physical topologies. So these 6 responsibility of the physical layers. So we will see one by one what it will do or what it will does. So what is the physical characteristics of the interface or medium? The physical characteristics of the medium, or it is the interface, which is nothing but they are going to use that interface in the form of cables, or it is a channel, or it is a dedicated link or path. This is what the interface or medium. Then second one is what is the representation of the bit. The representation of the bit, which is nothing but here the bit stream or the bit of stream, they are going to consider the sequence of zeros and ones. That zeros and ones, again they are going to encode it in the form of signals. That signals, it is going to transfer the data through the transmission medium. This is what the representation of the bit at the physical layer. Then the second one is, the third responsibility is, what is the data rate? The data rate, which is nothing but it is a transmission rate. The transmission rate, okay, which is going to tells about the how many times the sender and receiver they have to send the data, or like send the bit, each bit. It is going to calculate, means the sender how many times the bit or the data it is going to send to the receiver, the receiver how many times it is going to receive that particular bit from the sender. So this is what we are going to call it as the transmission rate, means they are going to calculate the durations of the transaction. Then fourth one is synchronization of the bit. The synchronization of the bit, which is nothing but the sender and receiver, they are going to the sender and receiver clock, it is going to synchronized by itself. Then fifth one is, what is the line configuration? The line configurations, it is one of the function, or it is one of the responsible of the physical layer. It is going to maintain two types of configuration. One is point-to-point configuration. The second one is multi-point configuration. Then the point-to-point configuration means the only dedicated link they are going to do the transaction from one to one, that is point-to-point. The multi-point is the given dedicated link or the given dedicated path, the multiple stations they can do the transactions at a time. That we call it as the multi-point configurations. Then what is the physical topology? The physical topology, here all the devices they are going to interconnect to that particular network, that we call it as the physical topology. The physical topology, okay, they are such as ring topology, mesh topology, star topology, bus topology, so on so. So these all are the different topology, okay, they are also having the responsible at the physical layer. Then the final responsibility, that is transmission mode. The transmission mode, it is going to consider the what type of data, or like which direction of the data they are going to do, means they are going to telling the data flow directions. The transmission mode, they are going to consider three types of modes. One is simplex mode, duplex mode. The duplex mode, okay, again it's having the two things, that is half duplex then full duplex method. Then what is the simplex mode? The simplex mode, which is nothing but the data it is going to travels only one direction from sender to receiver, that we call it as the simplex method. Then what is the half duplex method? The half duplex method, the data will be travels both the sides, means it is a two-way directions. Okay, the sender it is going to sending the data to the receiver. After some amount of time, the receiver also it is going to send the acknowledgement back to the sender. So this is what the half duplex. The full duplex is, it is a bidirectional communication. Same time the sender and receiver, they can simultaneously send the data or send the request. The sender it is going to sending the data to the receiver, the immediately the fraction of second the receiver also send the acknowledgement back to the sender. So this is what the full duplex method. But half duplex method, the receiver it will take some amount of time to send back the acknowledgement to sender, but full duplex it is not happen like that. So immediately it is going to return the acknowledgement. The complete full duplex and half duplex transactions, we are going to call it as the duplex method, or it is a duplex mode. So this is the first layer of the physical layer. Then second one is, what is the data link layer? The data link layer, it is second layer of the OSI model. Here the data which is already received from the network layer, that data it is going to consider in the form of frames. And what is the responsibility of the data link layer? The first one is responsibility is framing, second one is physical addressing, third one is flow control, error control and access control. Then we will see what is frame or framing. Whatever the data which is received from the network device in the form of packets, that it is going to converted into frames. That data it is going to converted in the form of frames. It is going to divided into manageable data units. Like it is going to divide it into manageable data units. It is a single, say like single bit or a single bit of data or single unit of data, that we call it as the framing. Then what is the physical address? Yes, the sender wants to do the communication to receiver, means the sender want to send the data to receiver. It is going to add the address at the header site, means the given frame, okay, they are going to add the header into the that particular frame. Means in the header they are going to writing some address, that physical address, means they are going to labeling. Okay, so this is what that particular data will be sent to that particular receiver, or this data will be reached to the sender, like that they are going to labeling, so adding the headers. So this is what the physical addressing. Then the third one is, what is the flow control? The flow control in the network to avoid the overwhelming, which is nothing but the huge number of data it is going to travels through the network. To avoid that, we are going to use for the flow control. Means it is a first come first serve method. Look, which is going to like which device it is going to send the data first, that is going to let them to reach that particular data into the destination. So it is like it is going to sending the data one by one, that is in the manner of flow, that is flow of manner. Okay, then second one, like in the fourth one is, what is the error control? The error control, it is one of the mechanism to easily identify the damage of data, then loss of data, as well as the failure of the data. This is what the error control. Then what is the access control? In the given link, two or more devices they have interconnected to that link. In that link, any one of the device, it should be active. So means it is going to checking which device or which node it is going to controls the particular link. So this is what the access control. Then the next layer is network layer. Then what is the network layer? The network layer, whatever the data which is already received from the transport layer, that it is going to converted in the form of packets. The packet, it is going to send from source to destination. So this network layer, we are going to call it as the source to destination delivery process by using the multiple networks. But in the data link layer, only the same networks or only the available network, okay, they are going to do the transactions. But in the network layer, it is not happen like that. They are going to send that particular packet by using the multiple networks from source to destinations. This is what network layer will be do. Then what is the responsibility of the network layer? One is routing, second one is logical address. Yes, the logical address, okay, whenever we want to send the data into the multiple networks, yes, the system itself only going to address that particular data. Means the system itself only having the address, and that system it is going to naming that particular packets. So this packet will be reached to particular destination or particular receiver, so that it is through that they are going to sending and receiving the data. Then what is the routing? The routing, okay, which is nothing but a router. It is a device, okay, which is going to help for making the transaction from one to one. By using this router, it is also like sending and receiving the data into the network. This is what the router. Then what is the transport layer? Like I said, the transport layer is the heart of the OSI model, because of the transaction happens, or the transaction initially starts from the transport layer. This transport layer we are going to call it as the process to process delivery. The process to process delivery, which is nothing but a application running between the device, that we call it as the process. So that we are going to call it as the transport layer is a process to process delivery method. Then what it will do, the transport layer? The transport layer, whatever the data which is already received from the upper layer, that is session, presentation, application layer, that it is going to converted in the form of segments. That segments, it is going to travels from one process to another process. Means that segment or that segment, it is going to send from one process to another process. The one process to another process, the process I said, it is the application running between the devices. So then what is the responsibility of the transport layer? It is a connection control, then segmentation and reassembling reassembling, then flow control, access error control. So these all are the different responsibility of the transport layer. Yes, what is this segment and reassembling? The segment, the given pattern of data, it is going to converted into smaller number of devices, smaller number of unit. That we call it as a segment. Means the given data, it is going to partitioning, or it is going to do the fragmentation. That we call it as the segment. So what is the reassembling? Yes. So in the reassembling, okay, it is very resegmenting. Okay, it is very difficult to do the reassembling at the transaction time. So that what it will happen means, to overcome that problem, so it is very difficult to reassembling, so that they are going for obviously choose the segmentation only first. To overcome that, they are going to use, or they are going to like having one more responsibility is connection control. Here the connection control they are going to use for the two functions, TCP/IP and UDP protocol. The TCP/IP we are going to call it as the connection oriented protocol. Then UDP protocol we are going to call it as the connectionless protocol. The connectionless and connection oriented we call it as the connection control of the transport layer. The connectionless, I told it is a user defined protocol. Whenever the data it is going to sending to that particular device, it should be a individual, means the individually the data has to be sent to that particular device or the particular network. This is what the UDP. Then what is the TCP/IP? The TCP/IP, it is a connection oriented protocol. Okay, the both sender and receiver, they have direct connections, or within that link, or within that within that connections, they can easily do the transaction. They can easily, because already they have the connections, direct connections between sender and receiver, so they can easily do the transactions. This is what the TCP/IP protocol. Then the next one is again flow control. Yes, it is to overcome the overwhelming method, that is the huge of to avoid the huge of data in the network. So we are going to use for the flow control, means we have to send the data one by one in the network. Then error control, yes, it is going to easily identify the damage of data, then loss of data, failure of the data, and corruption of the data. Everything we are going to checking or identifying in the error control, means it is going to reduce that in the network. Then access control, yes, in the same link multiple devices, they have interconnected. In that link, any one of the device, it is going to control, or like it is going to checking any one, which device it is going to controlling that particular network. This is what the access control. Then last, that is upper layer. So we already had lower layer, then transport layer, then the finally will be upper layer. The upper layer, I said it is session layer. So the session layer, okay, it is one of the dialogue control as well as the synchronizations. Means the session layer, it is the main responsibility of the dialogue control as well as the synchronized method. Yes, I said the synchronization, whenever the sender and receiver they have do the transaction, the clock will be synchronized by itself. Then what is the dialogue control? Yes, the sender and receiver, they want to do the transaction within the durable time, or within the available time, or within the given time. The dialogue control, it is going to give the alarm signals. Yes, see, your transaction will be going to terminated, or your transaction will be going to completed within this seconds. Like that they are going to give the dialogue. This is what the session layer. So that we are going to call it as a session layer is one of the dialogue control. Then what is the presentation layer? Before presentation, I am going to move on to the application layer. The application layer, it is the direct interaction between the end users. So it is a direct interface between the end users, that we call it as the application layer. Means like directly the user can interact with the applications, such as transfer the mails, dictionary storage, file access, or like opening our Google, opening our Facebook, YouTube. These all are the applications. So directly we can opening and we can access. So these are the direct interactions between user as well as the applications. Then like responsibility of the application is file transferring, then file accessing, then storage, like directory storage. So these all are the different responsibility of the applications. And one more thing is network virtual terminal. Means they are going to allow the users at the remote node. Means they are going to allow the users to log in on the remote node. This is what the network virtual terminal will be do. Then what is the presentation layer? The presentation layer, it is going to receive the data from the application layer. That data it is going to present in the well defined format. Here they are going to do for the responsibilities encryption, decryption. Yeah, these all are the different responsibility they are going to comes and they are going to do at the presentation layer. So this is what actually our OSI model will be does. The same thing it is going to happen at the receiver side, that is device B side. Now I said, yes, now I said, so these all are the different like layers, they are going to do the different tasks and responsibilities. In between, so how it is going to directly, it is not happen. So they are going to use for the different protocols. With the help of protocols or with the help of interfaces, they can easily transfer the data from one to one. So we will see what are that protocol. Application, presentation and session layer, they are going to use for the many protocols, that is SMTP, simple mail transfer protocol, file transfer protocol, hypertext transfer protocol, DNS, domain name server. Okay, these all are the different telnet. These all are different applications. Okay, like applications which is helps to directly communicate with the user. Okay, that will be help for these protocol. Then what is transport protocol? The transport protocol, transport layer. Okay, they are going to use for the different price. I said UDP TCP protocol, that is user defined protocol, transport control protocol. These all are the different connectionless and connection oriented protocol they are going to use to make the transactions between one to one. Then what is the network? Network layer, they are going to use for the information communication message protocol, as well as the information gate message protocol and internet protocol. These all are the different what is that interface they are going to use for to sending and receiving the data. Then data link layer as well as the physical layer, yes, they are going to use the like a device in the form of network, or it is a like router or anything. Okay, any one of the thing, okay, they are going to use for making the transactions. So this is what the complete informations about the OSI model. Thank you.